Remember that time you were actually a wizard?
We are talking about Diagon Alley in Universal Studios.
All right, I have got my Hufflepuff shirt on, got my house colors represented. I'm ready to talk about Harry Potter.
Diagon Alley.
Diagon Alley.
Diagon Alley.
Diagon Alley.
Diagon Alley.
Is a wizarding shopping district inside London. Now, Muggles cannot see it. They would just walk right past it, but if you know where to look, you can find it. In fact, you have to know the combination to tap on the different bricks right outside the Leaky Cauldron, and then Diagon Alley will open up. It is concealed from Muggles' eyes. Specifically to answer this question though, in the context of this show, it is a section of Universal Studios Florida themed after Harry Potter.
You enter through the London section in Universal Studios Orlando.
You get to go through the like moving bricks.
It's really just a staggered brick opening that you just kind of walk through.
It frankly feels like you're walking into one of those bathroom entrances in an airport where you have to pick a side, and it's always awkward because you feel like you're gonna run into somebody on the way in.
It's like you're entering another world, and they have nailed this on the theming. It is, I would venture to say, Disney level theming.
It looks like a real, actually magical place.
You know, it's kind of dirty and gritty, and it looks like it's been there for centuries.
The first thing that you will probably notice is there is a giant fire-breathing dragon up on top of Gringotts, which is the centerpiece to Diagon Alley.
Okay, the dragon is awesome. The dragon is jaw-dropping. It's amazing, it's incredible. It is such a cool effect that every 10 minutes it breathes fire, weather pending, of course.
She breathes a lot of fire. Like when you're standing under her and she breathes fire, you're like, did I just die? Nope, still here, still good. No 3rd degree burns, because the fire is like hot.
And let me just say this. This dragon hasn't caught on fire. Ooh, I wish I had some tea. I'm just gonna drink my sparkling water. Period.
And I know there's one concept that I've yet to wrap my brain around, where when you're outside of the wizarding world, the only thing you can see is the dragon because you're allowed to see the dragon because it's not really there. I don't get it. That's one thing where I'm like, Molly goes,
You can see the dragon from outside Diagon Alley, but you can't see anything else because he's not supposed to be there.
and I'm like,
Your muggle eyes can't see the rest of Diagon Alley if you're out in the park, but your muggle eyes can see the dragon.
What? What does that mean?
Because the wizards didn't conceal him because he's supposed to be down in the dwellings of Gringotts, but he has escaped.
It's not supposed to be there. Okay, then why is it there? I can see it.
The only thing that could make the dragon cooler is if he moved.
Okay, got it, yeah. I don't understand. I probably will never understand that, so.
For me, the merch of the Wizarding World feels a little bit too commercial at this point.
This is Lupin Bob Fluffy Pants.
I wish it felt more grounded in world. I get it. We're at a theme park. There's merchandise that is gonna be pushed.
And if you like Pygmy Puffs, not only can you adopt one this size, you can adopt one that's like bigger than my dog. You can adopt little ones on keychains. They have slippers, they have shirts, they have pajama pants. You could literally go head to toe Pygmy Puff if you wanted to really commit.
Off the wall answer for a Hufflepuff to say is their favorite store, but Borgin and Burke's, I think that Nocturne Alley might be one of the coolest parts of Diagon Alley.
Nocturne Alley. This is where the wizards that are a little shadier, seedier, not on the well path. Some Slytherins might be in there.
By the way, can we just address how weird that is? That there is a known place where dark wizards do things in a seedy back alley, and the Ministry has done nothing about it.
It's actually my favorite part of the Wizarding World, which says a lot about me.
If I were a wizard, I would definitely work at Madame Malkin's robe shop.
If I was a wizard, please.
Either Weasley's Wizarding Wheezes or the ice cream place.
I could work at Gringotts, and obviously not as a teller because the goblins work as tellers, but I could do what Bill does And I don't know what Bill does, but he has a lot of filing cabinets, and I'm really big on like filing things and filing cabinets and spreadsheets and stuff. I feel like that's probably what Bill does. And then occasionally you have to like keep a dragon at bay, like just, you know, to mix things up. I'm gonna say I'd work at Gringotts.
If I was a wizard in Diagon Alley, I would work as entertainment. I feel like I would either be a backup singer for Celestina Warbeck and the Banshees. I would be a banshee, and I would get my whole life, and I would sing, and I would do magic tricks while I sing, and it'd be spectacular. And I'd get a lot of tips, and I'd be like, hey, I'd go over to the Leaky Cauldron and ask for a butterbeer at the end of my shift. And I'd drink that butterbeer and sign some autographs, and I'd go back for my next set and be like, woo, it's a hard life, but I do it for the fans. I do it for my people, and I do it for the magic.
Borgin and Burks. I think I got that vibe. Fish and chips, a must when you visit the Wizarding World. Oh, the dining. Okay, so the main restaurant is called the Leaky Cauldron, and it really feels like you stepped into the story. Like, it really feels like you're in this old English pub, and everything's kind of wonky and aged, and if you look up, the forced perspective really makes it look like there's people up there and that they've got the hotel rooms. I get fish and chips whenever I go.
You could literally go to Leaky Cauldron and fill up on traditional British food.
Do most people really love British food? No.
I'm talking about bangers and mash, cottage pie, fisherman's pie.
Or if you can't pick, you can get a pie combo where you get 2 little pies.
Neither of which I can eat, because it's that time in the show where I say, yes, I'm a vegan. I'm sorry, I have special food needs and I don't eat those things. But you know what? I love you and I want you to eat them. I want you to have things that nourish you and make you feel amazing. So there's my disclaimer for this episode.
And then first of all, you have adorable mini pies, which who doesn't want that? And second of all, you can find out what you like better, which shockingly, I liked the fisherman's pie better, even though I love cottage pie.
But the Scotch egg did not do it for me at the Leaky Cauldron.
And my favorite, Scottish eggs.
On the very basic premise of what a Scotch egg is, I should like it.
Y'all, they take a boiled egg, wrap it in sausage, cover it in panko, deep fry that sucker, and serve it with that side apple beet salad, and it is...
I did not care for the Scotch egg when Morgan and I did our snack challenge there.
I didn't have the most mature reaction to Scotch eggs, let's put it that way.
Oh. And I like the Scotch egg. You took a hard-boiled egg, you covered it in delicious sausage, and then you deep fried it. Maybe add some mustard on there.
Amazing. Love me a good Scottish egg.
I say this as someone whose mother was born in England. I should probably like English food more than I do. It is what my grandmother makes. It's not for me. It's just not for me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Nan.
Oh, and Florian Fortescue's ice cream.
It is the best ice cream in the whole world. And anybody who says otherwise maybe hasn't experienced it to its fullest. I am typically a hard pack person and not a soft serve person. I've had both at Florian Fortescue's, and both of them are the best ice cream I've ever had in the entire world.
I also adore his ice cream. You should have Florian's.
Florian Fortescue's Ice Cream Parlor is another place that doesn't serve anything that I can enjoy. So, this isn't gonna be for me.
Pour one out for Florian Fortescue. And by pour one out, I mean pour a big scoop of ice cream out into a cup or cone based upon your preference and enjoy it in his memory.
I mean, they have very like sophisticated flavors over there too. Like there's like an Earl Grey.
I love the idea of an Earl Grey ice cream.
Florian Fortescue's has disappointed me exactly once, and it was the Earl Grey.
Look out! I'm in a theme park and I'm eating Earl Grey ice cream because I'm a fancy lady.
Does it taste good?
It just wasn't a strong enough flavor.
Tell me about that bite.
And because I have such a high bar for them, it was practically disgusting.
Was that a flavorful bite?
It was still delicious.
Was that delicious?
But for Florian Fortescue's, horrible.
Tell me about it. Can I smell it?
Horrible.
Can I smell your spoon?
But still good.
Give me one sniff of your spoon, please.
Add a restaurant to Diagon Alley, what would it be? Ooh.
I want to add a bar. I want to add a potions bar.
Could we have like a fondue place in Diagon Alley? It's not really matching the theme, but it's what I'd like to do for a minute.
I could add a restaurant to Diagon Alley. What do you think I'm gonna add? I'm gonna add Professor Vegetalia and her vegan treats.
I want Molly Weasley's kitchen. I really just want to see the Weasleys be successful.
I don't know about a restaurant, but I would like to add the Weasleys home. And I'd love it if we could just like have breakfast or tea with the Weasleys. And I just want her to say to me, tuck in, RJ, tuck in. That's it. There you go.
Whenever you get a cone, you get 2 scoops. I got strawberry peanut butter, which is Harry's favorite flavor. We've made it! Platform 9 3/4. There are 2 attractions in Diagon Alley. The headliner is Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts, which is inside Gringotts Bank.
You've got Hogwarts Express that runs from Diagon Alley over to Hogsmeade and vice versa.
So,
Listen to me! I know things about Harry Potter now. Thank you, Molly. Seriously, you have been so patient with me.
okay.
And I hope that I'm doing you proud now and being able to talk about this effortlessly. I am talking about it more effortlessly than I can say the word effortlessly.
Like we have to have this conversation?
That's a tongue twister. Just one word.
So, I enjoy Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts.
It's a very fun ride. It's very, very fun. And it is probably second best only to Hagrid's in all of the Harry Potter rides. Hagrid's is over in Hogsmeade.
Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts takes place at a very specific moment in the story. And it is the moment when Harry, Ron, and Hermione are breaking into Gringotts with the help of Grip Hook the Goblin to go into Bellatrix Lestrange's vault and steal the Horcrux, which is, of course, everyone,
No!
Helga Hufflepuff's cup. Yes, thank you.
Not only is the queue remarkable, but the ride is pretty cool too. Of course, they combine 3D technology, screens, and props, and movement to give you the feel that you are inside Gringotts.
And that is the literal exact moment that this attraction takes place. And how do I know that? How do I know that? Has the ride told me that? Yes, it has. The ride has told me that a few different ways. The first being, if you look at the newspapers in the queue that are moving, the newspapers.
Great theming. So that ride has the perfect level of thrill and theme for me.
I love everything about this attraction except for the fact that Harry, Ron, and Hermione admit that they are hunting Horcruxes to Bill Weasley, which is like ridiculous because they absolutely would not have done that.
The ride itself is really fun and really innovative, and I love the story coaster aspects.
Like, Dumbledore swore them to secrecy, and as ludicrous as this plan is altogether, Dumbledore is like, I'm getting distracted again. Yes, I like this attraction.
So the London side of the Hogwarts Express, I love that because it's King's Cross Station and they really make it look like you're in Europe in a train station.
I don't think people talk enough about how impressive King's Cross Station is. So first of all, I have never personally been to King's Cross Station. I just haven't been, right? So would I like to go? Absolutely. But there have been multiple occasions when I've been in queue in King's Cross Station and I've heard people say something to the effect of, wow, this is exactly like it is.
The coolest thing about the King's Cross Station is that if you talk to any of the station attendants on the King's Cross side before you've gone through the barrier at platforms 9 and 10, if you talk to any of those team members and ask them how to get to platform 9 3/4, they will act like you are speaking another language. Then once you go through the barrier at platform 9 3/4, then of course you're there and it's magical and wonderful and whimsical, and you see Hedwig and you see different luggage and you see the sign for the Hogwarts Express. And now obviously all of the train attendants know where you're going and what's happening because they're magic.
Of course, you go to platform 9 3/4, And they have some sort of special like magic mirror thing that you look into when you run into it that makes you look like you're running through a wall. Are you actually running through a wall? Not quite, but the illusion is pretty cool.
This is actually my preferred way of traveling on the Hogwarts Express. If you don't know the Hogwarts Express, what you see outside the window is different when you go to Hogsmeade versus when you come back to Diagon Alley.
My Hogwarts Express preference is actually going from Hogsmeade to London.
I like to go this way more because it's the way that Harry goes in the story, so it follows chronologically. I like to go to Diagon Alley first and do the things Harry did there and then get on the train if I was having my like perfect Harry Potter day.
And they go the other way in the books too, you just don't ever hear about it. But I prefer the like story of going the other way because I really like seeing Fred and George with the fireworks.
I like this version more because it has Dementors, which I think are a very cool effect on the train.
If I could add an attraction to Diagon Alley, it would be a Journey on the Night Bus. 100% that's what you'd add. Because that is both a thrill attraction and thematically fantastic.
I would love to add a Ministry of Magic attraction. I think that would be awesome.
I would love a Floo Powder ride, like a Floo Powder attraction / like Ministry of Magic sort of situation.
Maybe we could like have a Floo Powder ride.
It could be really cool to add an attraction where you travel by Floo Powder. They step into the giant chimney and then they say, Diagon Alley, and they go, poof. Now that would be cool. That would be a cool attraction.
From the river, the death is coming. He pretended to congratulate the three brothers upon their magic. This is the Chibanda
The
prize.
entertainment of Diagon Alley is superior. It is, in general, Universal Studios has really, really, really good entertainment. But Diagon Alley's entertainment is awesome.
One, you have Mrs. Celestina Warbeck, and she's glamorous and wonderful, and I adore her.
Then there's a weird puppet show. Now, I don't know if that is the right show for a theme park.
The storytellers that tell a variety of wizarding stories from the Tales of the Beetle the Bard, which is like the Aesop's Fables storybook of the wizarding world. And they do a couple of different ones, including the Fountain of Fair Fortune, but my favorite one, and probably most people's favorite one, is when they do the Tale of the Three Brothers.
This is the way it's done with puppetry, with special effects and everything is just really incredible.
It has these beautifully designed puppets that are gorgeous, and like just the production design of that show is so magical. Like watching it, I'm like, I am a wizard shopping and I'm seeing wizard students perform for me. Like it is so immersive to see that show.
Not to mention the fact that puppeteering is an underrated skill and a lot of people are very, very talented coming to do that. So shout out to all my puppeteers out there. You guys do amazing work, guys and gals. Thank you for what you do.
It was quite fascinating, but what scared me is that giant puppet thing that came out, the death puppet, was very scary. It was very scary. I was like, oh no. I was watching it until that thing came and I said, oh no, my cue, bye, peace.
I also, the last time I saw it, I couldn't really pay attention to it because the child I brought with me was like, this is weird, can we go?
And a lot of the kids were clutching their mothers, and a lot of the mothers were clutching their husbands, and a lot of the husbands were clutching their mothers, the grandmas, and a lot of the grandmas were clutching their pearls, okay? It was a clutch fest.
And it is well worth going over, grabbing a lemon squash from the hopping pot and watching.
You stole my cauldron, my favorite cauldron.
I think my favorite entertainment of Diagon Alley is Celestina Warbeck and the Banshees.
I want to be a banshee. I want to be a band and I want to be called a banshee. That sounds really cool. But Celestina Warbeck is super fun. She is the global superstar, wizarding superstar that Molly Weasley really loves in the books.
For big lore and history nerds, that is so cool because I can remember Celestina being mentioned a couple of times throughout the series of books, and rarely, if ever, maybe twice in the entire film franchise. So the fact that you pull out Celestina Warbeck and everybody's like, oh, what a really cool riff. No, that's not a riff. Celestina is amazing and was present frequently on the radio in the Wizarding World.
It really reminds you of that old school, like 1950s type of singing, and they put on a whole show and they sing and it's magical. And it really is a nice show. Like, they really are singing, y'all. It's live, okay? This is not pre-recorded.
But you can't steal my heart. I just presumed you were gonna ask me to sing Celestina's songs.
I wasn't.
Okay, well.
But it was really nice.
Diagon Alley. Theming alone is the most immersive and best theme park land I've ever been to in my whole life.
I think Diagon Alley is a learning experiment based on what was discovered from Hogsmeade for Universal. And with what Universal learned from Hogsmeade, they took and improved and put those items into Diagon Alley.
Walking into there is just, as a Harry Potter fan, it's walking into my childhood.
The ice cream is great. Toffee apple soft serve. Say it back to me. That's right, toffee apple soft serve. That's what you're ordering next time you get to visit Harry Potter World.
I mean, it's a wonderful place for a Hufflepuff to spend an afternoon.
It is an experience that everyone who visits Universal has to do.
Nothing has ever put me inside of a story more than Diagon Alley, and I'm so glad that's the answer because it's like the one world I'd want to visit, and it's amazing.
So the food location, oh my, I'm doing it again. Sorry. Accio regular voice Ativiatis. There we go. So the food locations at Diagon Alley.
Hey everybody, it's Molly. Thanks for coming with us to Diagon Alley in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Make sure to like and subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss an episode of RTT. If you want more RTT right now though, click over here for a playlist of our favorite Universal Orlando episodes. And if you want more all ears, click over here for an ultimate day in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Thanks for watching.